Hi everyone, Week Reviews here. So I usually post my Survivor recaps right after the show, but I was in Disney World last week, so I'm just catching up on what happened with Survivor. I was trying to avoid spoilers as much as possible, but you end up reading some anyway. But here's my Survivor recap. So to recap, they're basically dealing with Sierra being voted off, and Andrea and her alliance are kind of picking up on cues that Sarah's giving that she may be is letting Sierra know that she isn't surprised that she got voted off, so she'll, I guess, trust her in a way. Like, she's basically, lying to Sierra, but at the same time trying to, still remain loyal to her. It's hard to explain. But Cirie is definitely picking up on that, and they're now starting to realize that Sarah is a dangerous player, and she's definitely on the right track here to the final three. She's definitely making big moves this season. So there are no reward challenges this episode at all, so they go right to the immunity challenge. And the immunity challenge for the first half of the episode is the Survivor Classic. They have to hold on to one part here, and they have to build this tower that will go up to this red marker. And I remember in Survivor Karamoa, Cochran did this challenge, and Jeff reminded everyone that Cochran set a record for doing this challenge in 17 minutes. And it was really coming down to Aubrey, Andrea, and Michaela. But Andrea and Michaela's stacks fell down, so they had to start over. But Aubrey was really killing this challenge. Like, she was just stacking, like, she didn't drop at all. But she did had to rearrange it because she used all of her pieces, but it didn't quite make the red marker, so she had to rearrange a bit. But surely Aubrey won immunity, and she actually beat Cochran's record. Aubrey got that whole challenge done in 6 minutes, so congratulations to Aubrey. That is definitely a well-deserved immunity win. So now back at camp, there was conversation about trying to get, I've heard Brad and Troyzan off, or then I heard Brad getting off. Then people want to get Andrea off because she's very sneaky and everything, and she has one immunity and would do very well with the jury. And at Tribal Council, they're all thinking, like, what is the jury going to look for? Because the season finale is next week, so they're all trying to figure out what the jury will base their vote on. Sarah's thinking that she hopes the jury will respect game-changing moves, whereas I believe is either Ty or Cirie pointed out that emotions run high right after you're voted off. So so if you blindsided somebody on the jury, they may not necessarily vote for you. And sure enough, it was Andrea that got sent home, and I definitely think they made the right decision. I didn't like Andrea this season. I definitely thought she was she was too whiny this season, but I do have to give her credit. I definitely think she was a good player. I think if she had made it to the final three, I definitely think that she would have been tough to beat in the end. So I definitely think, besides my opinion of Andrea being whiny a little bit, I definitely think she played a good game this season. I definitely think she definitely had a chance to win. So, the second half of the episode, they're trying to regroup now that Andrea's gone, and Aubrey was in an alliance with Andrea, and as we've seen in Aubrey's last season, anytime she was alliance member, she's never really had too much luck. Like, all of her alliance members, her last season, were medevac, and now all of her alliance members were voted off. So Ty was comforting Aubrey, and Cirie doesn't like that because now she thinks that Ty and Aubrey are some kind of pair now, and she definitely wants to get rid of one of them as soon as possible. And they definitely want Brad gone because he's also a strong player. And Michaela at one point is, I don't know if she was thinking that Brad was going to look for an idol or what, but she was basically telling Brad to go fish, and then Brad said that Michaela was blackmailing him and didn't want to put up with her diva attitude. And Michaela, as we've seen, is a diva and a hothead, so I can definitely see frustrations trying to talk with her and deal with her on camp. But the immunity challenge was they had to dump their bucket in the ocean, and they had to get water, and it had to go in this little tube, and as they put more water in the tube, the key will come up, and they grab the key, swim back, and put these puzzle pieces together. And I felt bad for Suri because she was definitely having a hard time during this challenge. Like, she was, it looked like she was even scared to be up there. But then at one point she had to actually climb back down instead of jumping off the platform. She had to climb down and untangle her bucket. And it was looking pretty neck and neck between some people for a while. Sarah, Troyzan, Michaela, and Brad all had puzzle pieces going, and I believe Ty at one point too, but if you're looking at it from the viewer's perspective, if you see the puzzle from the background, Ty was missing a piece on the bottom, and Michaela finished the puzzle, and from what I saw, it looked done to me, so I'm thinking Michaela won immunity, and turns out she had like a puzzle piece wrong somewhere where I have no idea, but it was wrong, and Brad came up from behind and won immunity, and Brad definitely won it when he needed to, because had he had not won immunity, he definitely would have been sent home. So now it's Suri's alliance, I guess. Suri's alliance is trying to regroup and see who they want gone. Because they wanted Brad gone, but now him winning immunity, they're trying to figure out where to go from here. So Sarah tries to show loyalty because Aubrey was saying that they need to, I believe Aubrey and Ty were talking, saying that they need to get rid of Sarah because Ty says that at this point in the game, he wants the jury to see that he has made big moves. I mean, Ty's surely found idols, but what big moves has he made so far? So Aubrey goes and tells Suri this, that maybe Sarah should be gone. And Suri goes and tells Sarah, but as an effort to prove loyalty to Suri, Sarah lets Suri hold on to her advantage, and it wasn't clear at first what advantage she let Suri hold on to. And it turns out it's her steal the vote advantage. So Suri goes and tells Ty that he's in trouble tonight, and that she's going to use the advantage to save him. And it's very complicated because judging whoever's vote they steal, that person could go ahead and play an immunity idol, because Sarah could have gave her advantage to Suri, but Sarah could have an immunity idol and pull that out. Same thing with Ty. So Suri is torn on what to do. But when they go to tribal council, it's another crazy tribal. We get to the part where Jeff is talking, was gonna start the votes, but Suri points out that she wants to use the advantage, and Sarah's pointing out, well, you stole my vote, that's non-transferable, and Suri's trying to explain, no, Sarah gave that to me. And apparently Suri did not read the fine print, because the advantage says on the bottom that this is non-transferable, and Jeff explained it that Sarah can give the advantage to Suri as a form of trust, but Suri can't use it. It's Sarah's advantage. So Sarah just responds, can I have that back, please? I'm like, oh my God. Sarah, I thought, made a brilliant move there. I felt bad for Suri. I mean, if she would have just read the whole thing, she would have seen that, this is null to her. I mean, Suri's case, she's trying to expose the rat being Sarah, but it ended up backfiring for her. But at that point, Siri's trying to, get Sarah back in her good grace, get in Sarah's good graces again. So Sarah goes to talk to Tai, and then Siri goes and tries to talk with Sarah with Michaela, and Michaela's getting all pissed because Troyzan's trying to talk with them as well. So it's all hectic. There's so many conversations going around, and Sarah does decide to use her advantage where she gets a steal vote, and she decides to use Tai's vote. So I'm wondering if that's gonna like put pressure on Tai to use one of his idols, because keep in mind he still has 2 idols left. So the votes are read, and it is Michaela who is sent home, and I'm thank God she is sent home, because she's probably all the years I've watched Survivor, she's has got to have the most negative attitude and I've ever seen. I do not know how people put up with her for 35 days. So next week is the Survivor Game Changer season finale, and it's very interesting going into that final 6 because there's so many advantages now. Because Sarah has Legacy advantage, which she can only use at 6, so she is basically safe till the final 5. Tai has 2 hidden immunity idols, and Troyzan also has immunity idols. So I'm wondering if they're all going to come into play next episode. Well, it's going to come into play at some point next episode, but basically what I'm wondering is how they're going to play it, and I'm wondering who's going to be affected by that somehow. And I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really hoping Sarah makes it to the final 3. She's been my pick to win all season long. I definitely feel like she's made the move she needs to, and she's made a great Survivor resume, and she has a great case to pitch to the jury why she deserves to win. So I definitely think she'll win. I'm sad Game Changers is ending, but it looks like spoilers are starting to come out to about next season as to what the theme is and who is going to be on next season. So it should be interesting, and I'll be making more videos about that once I know who's on the cast and I read their bios and make my predictions based on that. So I hope you guys tune into the Survivor Game Changers season finale next week, and I hope you guys enjoyed my Survivor recap. If you guys want to check out Survivor, it is on Wednesdays, 8 p.m. on CBS. Till next time, stay your eagle.